Okay, so Dave, this is a video that I'm making specifically for you using a screen recording. The reason why I'm doing this is I'm not going to assume that you know the things that I know, and now the more I think about it, you just always have a cell phone plan. If I just always had a cell phone plan, that's just all I would be using. Like for this last several months, I've had my Visible plan, and it's been amazing. I fucking love it. It runs my whole home. When that goes away, there's going to be some more of that tricky communication with me. And I made a short video for Robert that I'm going to attach in this profile showing him that. But what I realized is you probably don't know the difference between profiles, chats, and group chats here in Facebook. So I'm going to kind of show you what's going on with that. So let's say, I want to send you a text message. So here's my text messages. As you can see on the bottom, that is the Google Messages thing. So when it pops open, I've got Dave Edwards. And you notice I have Robert Shellhouse and Robert Shellhouse. He's got two numbers. Well, he's bouncing, I think somebody's paying for him for one of those lines for a short period. And then he's got another line. And I don't exactly know what these numbers are. Oh, actually, you know what I think it is? He's paying for a $5 app that allows you to send text, talk and text. So one of these is a talk and text line probably. And it's probably this one here. Maybe. Because this one randomly, you see how that there's black, which is him talking to me, and then there's this kind of purple, and then there's this dark blue. So what the difference is, and if you notice when I tap on that, you see how it shows the double exclamation marks that shows that it's red, but you come down to here, it says texting with Robert. So here's what's going on with Google Messages. Most of the time, if you have a good plan, they just send and there's no problems. As you can see, Robert's got the blacks, and I don't get really, and he has this transcribe. Google Messages doesn't integrate with the cell service that well, or with, because it's a Google messaging app, whereas Samsung had a messaging app that everybody loved, and I loved it. But they moved us into Google Messages. So Google Messages is a little bit different. It does some things better, and it does some things worse. So as you can see in my messages, when this is dark blue, what that means is that's an R.C.S. chat. An R.C.S. chat is an end-to-end encrypted chat, and it's great for sending multimedia. This is usually the preferred method, but for some reason, and I don't exactly have this figured out yet, it just fails. And it'll just be thinking and thinking and thinking, like when you send these messages. You see how this one has the double checks? So what will happen is I'll send a message, and it'll have, you see how the two circles are filled in purple? What that means is that you've received my message on the other end. That's the second check mark. And then when they fill in the purple, that means that you've read it. Okay? So what happened earlier is I send these messages to Robert, and they're arriving completely out of order. And you see how it says texting with Robert? And down here it says resent as S.M.S. So what that means is when there's a setting where it says when R.C.S. fails, automatically send as text or S.M.S. So that's what happens. So what happened today is all of, like the first four of these messages showed up in blue, but only had one circle with a check mark and it was not filled in. So that meant that it was trying to send it, but it wasn't receiving it. And I was able to complete all of these messages, and it still hadn't sent the first one. This one still showed as a circle with a check. Halfway through that messaging, it just decides to start switching to text. And as you can see, resent as SMS means it's been successfully sent. I won't know if you receive it, and I won't know if you read it, because a regular SMS doesn't communicate like that. What an R.C.S. line is, it's like a more data-driven chat stream that gives you a lot more useful information by letting you know when it's received, when it's read, and when the conversation is complete, and it lets you know when it's sending messages that are not end-to-end encrypted, which is these, because they're in blue. They're just a regular SMS. So you can see all that, right? So I was sending this message to Robert, and this is what I wanted you to also know. This is what I go through. Now, if I had just a really good cell plan like you have, you don't have any of these problems, okay? So I'm going to just, I'm going to send this video, and then I'm going to copy or take a photo of this my phone number situation so that you have a place to look at it. But I wanted to give you a clarifying video so you understand why it's important to know the difference. You don't know all these things because you have money. Without money, it's going to dramatically change how I'm able to communicate. And I just thought this short video would kind of show you a little bit more about what's happening on my end. So what I'm also going to include is, so this is just in messaging. So once this phone number goes away, I was thinking to myself, let's just kind of switch to Messenger. So now you notice when I open up Messenger, there's Dave the Welder, there's Rob Hayes, and then there's Weekend Welders. But you'll notice Weekend Welders has a different picture of me than the one above. As you can see right here, this is my normal, like if you go to my normal profile on Facebook, that's my normal picture. You can see right here, that black, it's the Phoenix logo. But for some reason, when you go into this, so you notice how I have two apps, right? There's Facebook, and then there's Messenger. Even though they're the same company, they're different apps. And they link together very well. But I just wanted to explain. So sometimes when I send you a message, I'll send it to Dave the Welda's Messenger, which is what I'm doing right now. This is where I'm switching to. Dave the Welda's Messenger profile. I'm sorry. Dave the Welda's Facebook profile, but I'm communicating via the Messenger chat window. But look at this. I can also go to Dave the Welda's. Let's see if we can get to you from here. It's not very easy. Okay, so Dave, a couple of times I have posted recently. I think if I look at my page, I can get there. So you see how this is kind of tricky? I don't think you realize that. So I sent you a couple of messages directly to you earlier. So when I communicate directly with Dave the Welda's profile, what I have to do is I go Dave Edwards and I post on your feed. So as you can see, I've got messages appearing on your feed. So I can send you messages on your feed, but all you're going to see is a notification that I sent you a message. So I can communicate with you on your profile's feed, and I make them private, so it's just me and you. Sometimes I include other people, but most of the time I post it here because I don't know how you use your phone, and I don't know what's easiest for you. But then sometimes I say I'm going to send him a private message to Facebook. Where's Dave the Welder? So you see we have a little bit of the communication here. This is all the barbed wire is. Well, I just realized I keep using this Weekend Welders one also where I send the trellises and stuff. But I think that might be a little bit too complicated for your usage because you don't use your phone in the same way. I have to be creative. So I try to partition things. But I think for you it's easiest to be simple because you just pay for a plan and you get everything. So I'm going to sunset this, but the only Warriors Need Apply video and then the trellises, I just want to make sure you catch up on this because I'm not going to be using it anymore. I'm going to be switching all communications with photos, pictures, videos, and things like that. I'm going to probably be doing most of my communicating with you, Dave, here. Because this is where I can send the most data. I just got to get to the building's Wi-Fi and use it. And it's because phone number one, which is just like your cell line, but probably a little bit better, is going away. And it's probably happening now. Number two, for me, is unreliable. So that's why I'm going to send you... I'm just going to take a picture of this and I'm going to add it. In your phone, oops, we don't want to watch the video. In your phone, I would recommend that this thing where it says Joel's numbers, I would recommend that you save in your phone these numbers in this way. Because once number one goes away, you're not going to understand like why I'm communicating from different places. Number two is going to become very unreliable and it's going to be the phone that sits at my front door. So I'm not going to be using number two for anything. Everything's going to be via Facebook Messenger until I can pay for this service again. All right, brother? Peace. How do I turn this goddamn thing off? I moved, oh, there it is. There it is. So I can hit this and it should, there it is again. Stop it right